Colton Herta, it's been a long damn time since he was in the Freak Nation, and I don't need to go through a bunch of numbers for you, Colton, the last time you won a race and you were in victory lane and so forth. I want to go back to those last 15 laps where we start to see those yellows, and you as a dude that's lead, you were running away with it, right? What were you thinking when those yellows started to come out with those 15 laps to go? Was it like, oh, no, here we go again? Or I'm curious, what's going on in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want that as the leader, especially at the end of the race after you've kind of been up front that whole time. But, I think it's a good show for the fans. It makes it exciting. It makes us earn our money. It makes us work for it. And that's what you want at the end of the day. You want guys that are driving on the limit. And on those cold tires at the street tracks, it's difficult. It's very difficult. Cars just stepping out from under you the whole time. So it definitely makes it more interesting for people to watch. But in the driver's seat, you definitely want it a little bit easier.
I know it was 41 races since you got your last win. And cynicism is just part of life. And being cynical about your driving and not winning can fester. Did you have anybody in your ear saying, Colton, you got this, dude?
No, not necessarily. But I think, there was no pressure. We were doing the right things. It just wasn't working out. For one reason or another, we've had so many podiums, so many second places, so many thirds, a bunch of top fives and podiums. So we've been right there for so long, and it just hasn't turned our way. So I don't think we had to change our approach. We didn't. I don't think we had to change much, and we just had to keep going. And we knew kind of it's going to fall our way eventually. We have fast race cars. It has to go our way eventually, and it finally did.
Okay, so then what was learned here, if anything, what can be taken from this weekend that then can be carried through the last handful of races? Because now you got the win, you checked that box, now you got to keep that going.
Yeah, unfortunately, nothing. This place is so different to what we're going to be racing for the last few weekends. Obviously, it's mostly short ovals. We have a super speedway, and then we also have a permanent road course that's smooth as can be. So we're not going to take too much from this, but that doesn't mean that we're not excited, and it's not. We're going to be working harder because of it. We love that feeling. IndyCar goes on a small break here, but we want to be back racing as soon as possible and be with the fans racing.
That's a valid point, except that communication, just finally when everything clicks on a race weekend, I mean, that's why you guys are some of the best drivers in the world. You race on all surfaces, but still getting things to click on all those different types of tracks is key. So now that you've had that click, what are you guys going to do over the next couple of weeks to keep this momentum as a group together?
We have a lot to do. We have simulator days. We have test days, straight line days, wind tunnel days, shaker rig days. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we will be doing. And although IndyCar racing won't happen for a little bit, we will still be working hard as could be to get, once we get back, be on the front foot.
Wow, nice.
Colton Herta won on the streets of Toronto. You've had 3 straight weeks, I think, now with 3 different kinds of tracks, and you're still learning the hybrid power unit. Did things get easier this time after all these experiences leading up to this weekend?
I mean, I think it's a pretty straightforward system to begin with. It really puts it in the driver's hands, which is what we want at IndyCar and as IndyCar drivers. It makes it tougher. It makes it, your mind has to work so much more, and it is tiring. So it adds a different dimension to the racing. I think it's exciting for us to have a little bit more to play with inside the car, and challenge us a little bit more. And I think that's the biggest thing that comes with it.
Colton, that's the first time I've heard anybody say that it's a fairly straightforward system. People are saying it should be thrown out till next year. It sounds like you're not in that camp at all.
I mean, I don't really know how many of the drivers are saying that. I think most people think it's pretty exciting inside the car. It adds a different dimension to the racing. It makes it tougher. It makes the cars faster down the straights. So even though out from the outside you're not really seeing much, you can trust us when we say we're working a lot harder inside the car, and the brain's working a lot harder, which in turn can induce maybe a little bit more mistakes. So it is an exciting thing for us.
Ooh, think about, okay, what you just said right there, working harder, mentally taxing you guys throughout the race. I mean, that's That's going to be interesting coming on these ovals, especially up through Nashville, the end of the season, where, yeah, those could be some mentally taxing races, regardless of the hybrid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Nashville's a really cool place. We have a test there coming up in a little bit, which I'm excited about. I think we're going to try some different options on the downforce levels and the tires and see what works for us, and what will provide the best race for everybody. So I'm doing that test. There's a few other guys doing that test, and it's going to be a nice look into what racing at Nashville Super Speedway might be, because we haven't been there for, 1.5, 2 decades.
Ooh. Colton, what is your victory meal? Is there something you've been holding out on until you got that freaking win? Are you going to splurge on some big caloric intake?
Yeah, I'll probably get some tacos, but that'll probably have to wait. I don't know what time I'm going to get home tonight, so we'll see.
Beer on the plane.
In Toronto, wow! You're going to wait till you get home before you dive into the taco plate, huh?
Yeah.
Colton Herta, your IndyCar Series winner from Toronto, the first win in 41 races, and we had to say it, but man, dude, congratulations on this. You proved a lot of people wrong that you can go out and win a freaking race and dominate, man. We're happy for you.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
The Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. Friday, August 16th and Saturday, August 17th. The race everyone talks about, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500, only at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to www.raceway.com now, because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate Illinois.
At Lucas Oil, we take pride in creating problem-solving products to make your car care easier. We protect your vehicle and make it run longer so you can focus on the things that matter most. Lucas Oil, it works.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.